Hello everyone. In this video, I will discuss a very prevalent poem. The Word is Too Much with Us, written by William Wordsworth. So this is the table of contents. The first I will discuss about the author. Next, introduction of the poem, then the text of the poem, analysis of the poem, literary analysis and theme. And lastly, I will conclude this. So about the author, let's begin with this. William Wordsworth was born in 1770 and died in 1850, was a major English Romantic poet who helped launch the Romantic Age in English literature. He is best known for his work, Lyrical Ballads, which is very popular work, and co-written with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, which emphasized the use of common language and themes of nature. His poetry celebrated the beauty of the natural world and explored the connection between nature and human emotions. Apart from The Word is Too Much with Us, his notable works include Tinton Abbey, Ode, Intimations of Immortality, and I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud, etc. Wordsworth served as poet laureate from 1843 until his death in 1850. So this is the introduction of the poem. The Word is Too Much with Us is a sonnet by William Wordsworth, which was published in 1807, is one of the central figures of the English Romantic movement. The poem laments the withering connection between humankind with nature, blaming industrial society for replacing that connection with material pursuits. Wordsworth wrote the poem during the first industrial revolution, a period of technological and mechanical innovation spanning the mid 18th to early 19th centuries that thoroughly transformed British life. So this is the text of the poem. Let's read it once. The word is too much with us, late and soon, getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. Little we see in nature that is ours, we have given our heart away, our sordid boon. The sea that bears her bosom to the moon, winds that will be howling at our oars, and are gathered now like sleeping flowers. For this, for everything, we are out of tune. It moves us not. Great God, I would rather be a pagan, succored in a creed outworn. So might I, standing on this pleasant lea, have glimpses that would make me less forlorn. Have sight of Proteus rising from the sea, or hear old Triton blow his reeded horn. So let's begin the explanation or analysis of the poem. The first two lines are: the word is too much with us, late and soon, getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. So the speaker begins, the word is too much with us, with the term, the word. And the reader quickly begins to understand what that term means in this context. Okay. He is talking about worldly cares and concerns such as money, possessions, and power. In this poem, Wordsworth will talk about money, possessions, and power. Okay, and he concludes that it is too much with us. और वर्ड्सवर्थ क्या कहते हैं? ये सारी चीजें हमारे ऊपर इतनी ज्यादा हावी हो चुकी हैं कि हमने नेचर की ब्यूटी को भुला दिया है. Meaning that we care far too much about these worldly things. हम दिनों रात सिर्फ इसी के बारे में सोचते रहते हैं. He gives more depth of thought to this idea when he suggests that by using our time, minds, and energy in getting and spending, that we lay waste our powers. और हमारे जो थॉट्स है, हमारे जो मेंटली पावर है, वो सिर्फ इसी में वेस्ट होता चला जा रहा है. In other words, people have powers beyond that which they have tapped into because they are so busy getting and spending. और लोग क्या भुला चुके हैं कि इन सारी पावर्स मीन्स मनी पोजीशंस के अलावा भी एक ह्यूमन के पास और भी ऐसी पावर होती है जिसको वो अपनी इस बिजी बिजी शेड्यूल में भूल चुका है. They are tied up in their greed for money and their time is accounted for by their actions of getting money, spending money, and caring for their possessions. He believes that money and worldly possessions are far more important to people than they should be. Okay, so these are the next lines. Little we see in nature that is ours. We have given our hearts away a sordid home. In these lines, the speaker contrasts nature with the word. इन लाइन्स में जो वर्ड्सवर्थ हैं वो नेचर को किससे कॉन्ट्रास्ट कर रहे हैं, इस दुनिया से, वर्ड से, society say. He reveals that while people spend their time in acquiring worldly possessions, the true beauty of the earth cannot be owned. कि जब तक लोग इस वर्ल्डली पोजीशन को गेन करने में लगे रहेंगे, तब तक इस दुनिया, इस अर्थ की जो ट्रू ब्यूटी है उसको वो कभी भी पा नहीं सकते. He reveals that very few things that people see in nature actually belong to them. He then laments, we have given our hearts away. मतलब हमने अपना दिल और दिमाग जो है वो सिर्फ मनी को दे रखा है, पावर पोजीशंस को दे रखा है. He believes that where we should enjoy nature, though it is not ours to own, instead we are filled with greed and we acquire wealth and worldly possessions rather than enjoying nature. The speaker then continues by describing the beauties of nature that people are missing out on by being so caught up in the want for money and possessions. Okay, this sea that bears her bosom to the moon. In these lines, in following lines, Wordsworth here uses the personification, a figure of speech, the winds that will be howling at all oars and are upgathered now like sleeping flowers. In these lines of the word is too much with us, the speaker describes the beauties of nature. अब यहाँ पर वर्ड्सवर्थ जो है सोसाइटी को एक मैसेज देना चाह रहे हैं, नेचर की ब्यूटी को बता रहे हैं, and that most people are missing out on, जिसको लोगों ने खो दिया है. He describes the sea and the wind and the flowers. His descriptions of these parts of nature use personification to help the reader to connect with each description. वर्ड्सवर्थ यहाँ पर क्यों पर्सनिफिकेशन का यूज कर रहे हैं, जिससे कि लोग जो हैं नेचर की ब्यूटी को पर्सनिफाइड करके, मतलब खुद से कनेक्ट करके देख सकें, फील कर सकें. The sea bears her bosom to the moon, which suggests an intimacy between the moon and the sea. The winds howl. This gives the wind human emotion. The flowers sleep, giving these parts of nature human attributes, helps the reader to feel this connection with nature. It paints a picture of nature and allows the reader to understand what he is missing out on by being caught up in worldly possessions and greed. वर्ड्सवर्थ अपनी इस पोएम के थ्रू लोगों को याद दिलाना चाह रहे हैं कि वो पैसों की लालच में, पावर की लालच में नेचर की इस खूबसूरती को खो रहे हैं. For this, for everything, we are out of tune. It moves us not. Great God, I would rather be a pagan suckled in a creed outworn. These lines are the speaker's final exclamation that we are out of tune. लोगों को बता रहे हैं कि वी आर आउट ऑफ ट्यून, कि हम इस नेचर की ट्यून से बिल्कुल हट चुके हैं with nature because we are so caught up in worldly wealth. Here the speaker swears an oath. अब यहाँ पर स्पीकर एक oath लेते हैं that he would rather be a poor wagon than be so distracted by worldly wealth so as to render himself unable to enjoy the true beauties of life. यहाँ पर वर्ड्सवर्थ गॉड से कहते हैं कि ओ गॉड, आई वुड लाइक टू बी अ पैगन. ठीक है, कि मैं इन पैसों से भरी दुनिया से ज्यादा अच्छा है कि मैं एक पैगन बन जाऊं. पैगन मीन्स द पर्सन हु डोंट बिलीव्स इन रिलीजियस फेथ्स. ओके, कि जो रिलीजन में बिलीव नहीं करता है, फिर भी वो एक, फिर भी पैसों की तरफ जाने की बजाय वो कहाँ पर क्या बनना पसंद करेगा, पैगन बनना पसंद करेगा. क्यों? He appeals to God and even exclaims that he would rather be a pagan than to be out of touch with nature. क्यों? ये आगे की लाइंस में वर्ड्सवर्थ बताएंगे. So might I, standing on this pleasantly, have glimpses that would make me less forlorn, have sight of Proteus rising from the sea, or hear old Triton blow his wreathed horn. In these final lines, the speaker reveals that if he were a poor pagan, कि अगर वह एक पुअर पैगन बन जाते हैं, देन ही वुड हैव ग्लिम्सेस ऑफ नेचर, तो भी उनके पास उस प्रकृति का, उस नेचर का ग्लिम्स होगा, दैट वुड गिव हिम जॉय एंड होप, जो कि उन्हें खुशी और आशाएं प्रदान करेगा, और एटलीस्ट मेक हिम फील लेस फॉरलॉर्न, और कम से कम वो नेचर उन्हें अकेला ही नहीं रहने देगा, अकेले नहीं रहने देगा. He would rather be poor and helpless and connected with nature than rich and powerful and alienated from it. वो जो है एक पुअर हेल्पलेस पैगन बनना पसंद करते हैं और नेचर से कनेक्ट रहना पसंद करते हैं, यहाँ तक कि उन्हें क्या नहीं बनना है, रिच और पावरफुल, जो कि दुनिया से अलग हो जाए. इन द फाइनल टू लाइन्स ही रिफर्स टू टू पैगन गॉड्स. जो फाइनल लाइन्स है इसमें वर्ड्सवर्थ ने दो पैगन गॉड्स की बात कही है. द वन इज प्रोटियस एंड द अदर इज ट्राइटन. The speaker implies that he had been a pagan. Perhaps he could imagine being in touch with Proteus, or at least catching a glimpse of him as he stares out across the sea. Proteus कौन से गॉड है? Proteus एक was thought to be a teller, जो कि फ्यूचर को बताते हैं, ठीक है, गॉड है who tells the future. And Triton was the pagan god. Triton कौन से god है? Who was said to be able to calm the waves of the sea, जो कि समुद्र को calm down करते हैं. That was the god of Triton. That is the god of named as Triton. This implies that the speaker looks out at the sea, enjoying nature long enough to see Triton and Proteus. The speaker refers to these two pagan gods after he first appeals to God and swears that he would rather be a pagan than be alienated from nature. So this is all about the poem. So let's discuss the basic tools of this poem. The first is style. This poem is one of many excellent sonnets Wordsworth wrote in the early 1800s. Sonnet are 14-line poetic inventions, you all know, written in iambic pentameter. There are several varieties of sonnets. The word is too much with us takes the form of a Petrarchan sonnet, modeled after the work of Petrarch, an Italian poet of the early Renaissance. And this is also known as the Italian sonnet. So what is the structure of the sonnet? A Petrarchan sonnet is divided into two parts, an octave, which is of 8 lines, and a sestet, which is the final 6 lines. The rhyme scheme of a Petrarchan sonnet is somewhat variable, and in this case, the octave follows a rhyme scheme of A, B, B, A, A, B, B, A, and the sestet follows a rhyme scheme of C, D, C, D, C, D, C, D. So there are some themes of the poem: the power of nature, the dangers of industrialization, the need for simplicity. The speaker believes that nature has the power to heal and transform humans. And the speaker believes that humans are lost in touch with nature due to industrialization. And the speaker believes that humans need to simplify their lives in order to connect with nature. So let's conclude the poetry. Overall, Wordsworth criticizes the loss of humanity's connection to nature due to industrialization and materialism. He longs for a return to a more harmonious existence where people can appreciate and move by the natural world. So here are a few questions for you all. Read the questions and try to answer this. What does Wordsworth mean? Oh, sorry. What does Wordsworth mean by the word is too much with us? How does Wordsworth use imagery to convey his message about humanity? Discuss the use of contrast in the poem between the natural world and the world of materialism. How might the poem's message be relevant to contemporary environmental issues? In what ways do modern technological advances impact our relationship with nature positively or negatively? Thank you everyone for listening me very patiently. If you have any questions, you can comment below. I will try to answer this. Okay. Thank you.